Welcome to Chapter 7, Equations and Inequalities. In this chapter, we're going to talk about writing equations. We're going to talk about solving them with one variable, with two variables, graphing them, adding, subtracting inequalities with multiplication and division. So a lot of different topics. There are 7 sections in this chapter. The first 4 we do, and then we'll quiz on it, and we'll go from there. Alright, 7.1 is writing equations in one variable, and our essential question is, how does rewriting a word problem help you solve the word problem? What I would like you to do for this section is, I want you to write out the notes as I take them. I'm going to try and make this a lot quicker than normal so that we can move on, and I want you to copy down these notes. This is great practice. I will be doing note checks this chapter, where before I maybe did 1 or 2, but this one I'm going to check each section, and the grading will be a little bit different this time around. So make sure you're writing these notes. So let's start off with our key vocabulary, which is an equation. So an equation is a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign to show that two expressions are equal. So example of an expression would be 4 plus 8. Okay, or like x plus 8. Something along those lines, where the equation would look like 4 plus 8 equals, and actually I'm going to change my color of that, because that equal part is very important, and it would equal 12. And we could say that, whoops, change my colors back. If I had x plus 8 and I said that equals 12, that's a difference between our equations and expressions. So an expression is only showing you what's being added, where an equation has that equal sign. So it's a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign to show that two expressions are equal. This is showing that 4 plus 8 equals 12. This isn't showing us what it equals. That's just the expression. Let's talk about keywords. We talk about this a lot in math class. I always say look for keywords when you're in and working on problems that will help you solve the problem. So in a situation like this, to write a word sentence as an equation, we look for those keywords or phrases such as the word is. We have the word the same as. Also, you could have the word equals actually written out. Those words help you determine where to place an equal sign. So all of these are meaning an equal sign. So in example 1, we're going to actually write out equations, and the directions for something like this would be write the word sentence as an equation. What I would like you to do, because last chapter I think we struggled with trying to figure out what the directions meant and what to actually do on our tests and our quizzes. Here are some directions right here. It says write this word sentence as an equation. You will see these direct directions pop up again on a quiz or a test. So I'm telling you right now, I want you to draw a little star, and I want you to put study. Okay, this will be on a test or a quiz. So what I'm about to show you, you can study and say, okay, if the directions say this, then I do what Mrs. Taylor's about to show me. So make sure you focus on that. This is a study question right here. So this would be a very good example of exactly what you'll see. So the sum of a number n, that's an n, and 7 is 15. How do I actually write that correctly? So what you're going to do is you're going to piece out what you see. We know right now the word sum means addition. So the sum of a number n, so that's our first number we're talking about, excuse me, and 7, those are the two numbers we're talking about in our equation. And then we have the word is. I just said in the last page, look for those key words. The key word is an equal sign. And then we have our last number, 15. So you should all be able to go back the number n and 7. Remember that word and also could mean some, but they already told us that we have the word some. So plus 7, the word is equals, and then we bring down our 15. So an answer for this equation, when it says write the word sentence as an equation, this is what kind of answer I am looking for. N plus 7 equals 15. Part B says a number y decreased by 4 is 3. Which one do I put first? Because remember, with subtraction, you have to be very careful. Think about it. A number y, all right, so there's my first number I'm dealing with, decreased by 4 is 3. We need to know that the word decreased is telling us to subtract, okay? So number y decreased by 4 is 3. Notice how exactly how I read that is exactly how I wrote it. A number y decreased by 4 equals 3. Okay, try this one on your own. What I'd like you to do is do the underlining of your numbers and your keywords and things. So go ahead and pause it right here. Try it on your own, and then I'll have the answer once you hit play again. I have the numbers underlined that I'll be using, and then I have the words that have squares around them are the ones that we'll be doing our information by. So we have 12 times a number p equals 48. Now be careful, we've worked with algebra already, so you shouldn't need to put the multiplication sign in there. If you did, you can fix it up, because with equations and inequalities we're going to be dealing with algebra again. And this is what you should have come up with. Okay, so with example 2, you're going to be writing an equation. And on page 297 is where I'm at, but it says 10 servers decorate 25 tables for a wedding. Each table is decorated as shown, and what I'm talking about is this picture down here. It says let C be the total number of white and purple candles, so it's total of candles. Which equation can you use to find C? So they give you some choices. They give you A, C equals 25 plus 4 times 6. B, C equals 25 times 4 plus 6, so a little bit different. C equals 10 times 25 plus 4 plus 6. And D, C equals 10 times 4 plus 6. So we need to figure out, we can eliminate a few of these just by the information we have. So we have 10 servers, so that's where our number 10 comes from. And they decorate 25 tables for a wedding. Each of those tables, they're shown, so they look like this. Let C be the total number of white and purple candles. Which equation can you use to find C? So first of all, looking at our answers, where are they getting the 4 and the 6 from? Because that's popping up quite a bit. It's actually in every single one of them, we have 4 and 6. So that's where you're supposed to take and count the candles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purple. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 white. So let's write this out in words. So first of all, we have the total number of candles. That's what C equals. So total number of candles. That's what our C is representing. Is what we're talking about, what means our equal sign. We talked about that earlier. Then we have the number of tables. How many tables do we have? And they tell us up here we have 25 times the number of candles on each table. So remember, the main goal of this was to figure out how we could figure out what the total number of candles is. Write an equation you can use to find C being candles. So let's go right back down. This means C means equals. Then we have 25 total tables times, and actually we don't need to write in our times because we're adding up our number of candles at each table. Well, we just talked about that over here. We have 4 white ones and we have 6 purple ones. It doesn't tell us that we have to focus on one certain color. It tells us both of them. So let's look at what we've got so far. So each table is decorated as shown. We've got the 4 white ones and we've got 6 purple candles. Let C be the total number of white and purple candles. Okay, so we need to know what our very big total is, and we have 25 total tables to decorate. So 25 tables, they each have to look like this. So they each have to have 4 white, 6 purple, so they have to have 10 total 10 total candles times our 25. Okay, we don't actually have to solve this, but we had to figure out which equation works. So looking up here, we can get rid of this one because we're not talking about 25 plus anything. Where'd that 10 come in? Well, 10 servers decorate. We don't care about that, so that eliminates those. So B is our only correct answer. Alright, here are your 7.1 practice problems. I'm going to have you, we're going to quickly have a discussion about this, and then for the next time we meet, and I want you to work these out with your group, making sure you know the answers. These have to be done in order to get your full points for watching the video. These should be very simple. Go ahead and do some of the practice one, or do these 4 practice ones and come back with your correct answers. And that's all the video for today.